Alright, game number 2. Let's see if we do a better job this time. Didn't win the die roll, so got that going for us. Not a terrible draw. A pretty good turn 2 play, followed by a lot of removal and just utility. And we can also use the Temple of Plenty to kind of scry into something better. So it's kind of slow. We don't have an elf or an experiment one, but I think it's pretty good for a temple hand. So what we want here is another on-curve creature, I think. Probably also depends on what our opponent is playing. So in between the recording of the first video and the second video, the ban list announcement finally came out for Pioneer, and basically Mono Green Devotion was severely nerfed and the cat combo was basically killed. So people might still be playing some of these decks tonight, but going forward, Devotion can still exist, but it's going to be a lot less powerful. Lost Oath of Nissa, as well as man, I'm bad at remembering things. Leyline of Abundance, that's the one. Okay, History of Benalia is not bad. It's another on-curve threat. If they tap out, we'll be able to... Yeah, not now. We'll be able to start fighting their threats. So this might just be like mono red splashing blue for Treasure Cruise. Could be some kind of Wizards or Phoenix deck. I bought so many of these on Moto. I remember right when the set came out. And then I sold all of them. I should have hung on to them forever. I knew this card was good. Okay, so it's not mono red. Maybe it's just some kind of like Izzet Blitz Prowess deck. Which I feel like these in some iteration, these Prowess decks must be... I picture them just being kind of like the aggro deck to beat for the first year or so of Pioneer. I mean, mono red Prowess is still really, really good in Modern, and almost all those cards carry over. Okay, so we're playing some kind of wizard deck here. It's a lot of damage. Turn 2, I'm at 14. Opponent only has 3 cards in hand, though, so at least that's a moderately good sign. Another elf, so... Gonna start by playing Fleece Mainline here. If our opponent doesn't have a ton of spells, it's a decent blocker, but I have a feeling it's not going to be doing much blocking right now. Our opponent tapping out here would kind of be the best. We'd go pretty low in life, but we'd be able to kind of start clawing our way back with Dromoka's commands. Okay. So they still have 1 mana floating, so that kind of gets rid of the ability to go Elvish Mystic into command. So I think we just keep throwing down blockers and threats. We can do Benalia followed by Benalia, get a whole bunch of blockers out there. I think our opponent's going to want to kill our threats on their turn just to trigger Prowess. Still only have 3 cards in hand. Can't cast Treasure Cruise, not enough mana. Can't cast Dig Through Time. Okay, Royal Scions. At least they're tapping out here. They can start looting. This is actually pretty great. The fact that they're tapping out means that we can fight and kill the Soulscar Mage. Not going to block. Fortunately, can't. So I think we have to get rid of the Soulscar Mage. Just that's their only threat. It's a pretty good threat. Yeah, all right. Yeah, we got to get this thing off here. They're going to start looting, start getting a lot of value. It's kind of a fun interaction I never thought of. So I put a counter on my knight. They fought. It lost to the counter because of the Soulscar Mage's ability. So it was just kind of a wash. So I think I'm going to hold up Dromoka's command. Just the ability to nerf a burn spell, fight another creature. Seems like a good thing to have right now. Only got 2 cards. They can start looting. I think Royal Scions has the ability to be pretty powerful in this format. Does a lot of good stuff. It fits in decks like this pretty well, and it also fits in kind of like the more monster-y style teamer decks. The ability to give something trample and first strike is huge. Okay, so they treasure cruised. They're cleaning up their hand now. We'll be able to kill the Scions on the crackback. But they're all gassed up. All right, so we're going to be able to Avacyn pretty soon. Come on, opponent. Let's do this. All right, so I think I'm going to play another History and a Mystic. Get a nice little battlefield going here. We are at 8 life, and our opponent is fully stocked again. They are opting, though, which means they don't have like a Monastery Swift Spear or something to play that they want to trigger Prowess on. Not that I think they would probably attack if they had a hasty threat right now anyway. All right. So let's see here. No, they can keep drawing. We're gonna start getting in for a lot of damage here. I'm gonna keep up. I'm not gonna shock myself for Temple Garden. I'm gonna attack. I'm gonna leave up enough mana to either Archangel Avacyn or Dromoka's command. I think we're in a pretty okay spot here. We'll be able to protect our creatures with Avacyn. We'll be able to kill a threat or like negate another burn spell. Okay. Monastery Swift Spear, that's fine. Let's see if they follow it up with something else. mean, we're going to have 16 power worth of knights next turn. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be attacking much. Do we try to... No, I think we just attack. If they try to burn one of our knights, we can use Dromica's command to protect. So instead of protecting, I'm actually going to put a counter on it, have it fight. So if we have these fight, they would have to play another spell to pump it. Okay, this is all fine. We also drew another History of Benalia. That's pretty silly. Yeah, we just got there. Okay. I think our opponent probably could have played that differently and we would have been fine. So let's see. Scavenging Ooze might be okay. It's a way for us to gain life. Declaration in Stones, Sundering Growth. I mean, we can revoke the Scions, but this thing's just going to get shocked, so I'm not too interested in doing that. Thalia is pretty good against haste creatures, so let's bring one of those in. Shalai protects our stuff. Dromica's big and would catch us up in the end. Maybe we put in one of him, get rid of an Avacyn. Benalia seems great, just the ability to block. Smiter seems good. Maybe we get rid of our experiment ones. They just get wild slashed pretty aggressively. Let's try this. It seems like it could be okay. So our opponent's playing like Izzet Prowess, but kind of mid-rangey, so yeah, interesting. All right, game 2, and I think this is probably a pretty okay keep. We're on the draw, so we get 2 chances to hit our third land, and hitting our third land would be pretty clutch. We can go into Smiter or History. Turn 2, Fleece Mane or Voice of Resurgence would also be pretty great. Looks like our opponent, yep. Turn 1, Monasteries of Spears. So they're going to get in a lot of damage really quick. All right, don't want to shock myself. I want to keep my life total as high as possible. Really want to draw into some more lands here. If we can hit our third land drop, we're in pretty good shape. You saw last game just the power of stacking Benalias. Oh boy. Okay, well, Declaration of Stone would be a very good draw right now. Okay, gotta shock myself, which hurts. Soulscar Mage makes blocking really crappy. All right, so maybe we want to play the full 4 Declaration in Stone. The fact that they're playing the same kind of creature suite. What's this going to be? Scions? Okay. They're going to be able to loot here or pump their stuff up. They only have 1 card in hand, though, so if there's ever anything to think was a good thing, it would be that one. The thing about these Prowess decks is they're basically like tap out main phase style decks because they're trying to get as much damage in as they want. So Voice of Resurgence's ability to kind of benefit us when people are playing on our turn is not going to do much. We're going to have to take this, unfortunately. Go to 10. Hit that third land right on time. So we can play a Smiter. Evolve Experiment 1. Bring the Scions down to 1. Have a decent blocker. Also have the ability to regenerate Experiment 1 if we need to. Drawing a untapped white source next turn to play Gideon would be freaking incredible. Gonna block a Soul Scar here. All right, I think we may be nearing the end of our good luck. And we're down to 1. Great. Don't think there's any way to live through this. Let me think. Nope. Could have potentially got a blocker. Another Gideon. Okay. So let's go Declaration in Stone. Maybe bring in like 2 Revokers. Get rid of the Mystics. Commands are good. Fleece Mains voices are good. Smiters are good. So they only have the 1 haster. I don't even think Shalai is that great. Dragonlord might just be a little too expensive, but I like them and I wanna make it work. We're gonna keep this again. Voice into Dramoka's command seems pretty good. And we got all of our mana, so we don't have to worry about drawing into any of that stuff. Seems like most of the rest of our draws are going to be pretty live. Turn 1 threats are always a bad time, so... Yep, okay, Soul Scar. All right, there he is, the big boy. If we can just survive until turn 6... Seemed pretty doable. I mean, we only need 1 more land. Not going to risk this. That's clearly a... I mean, I guess I should have blocked. He can just, like, kill my Voice of Resurgence now. Pump the Soul Scar. Yeah. Well, at least we get a token. Token that we can use to kill the Soulscar Mage. And there's another good one. All right, so we're going to attack for 1. Dromoka's command. And yeah, so if our little elemental boy can stay alive, he can start doing some work, which would be pretty sweet. It's another turn 3 Scions. No, okay. So we can finally start to get some of our power on the table, which I'm pretty excited about. get the knights a-flowing. Two turns away from Dromica. I think once we get Dromica online, I don't think there's any way our opponent can win. So as long as we can stay alive for 2 more turns. Awesome. So all we want to do here is just keep making creatures. We just want to keep blocking. If our opponent taps out here, 1 mana, so Wizard's Lightning would kind of keep that from going off. Yep, so we'll just keep getting in with the Elemental. We got 2 blockers, can block the flyer. We can potentially do some fighting stuff next turn if our opponent taps out for some other stuff. Okay, Lightning striking the Elemental. Gonna prevent all damage. Put a counter on him. Huh. Tapping my mana like a goddamn chump over here. Dromica's command. Okay. And that does it. Dromica's command is freaking so good in Pioneer, I'm learning. It's kind of the backbone. I think going up to a full 4 is probably the way you want to go. I'm kind of upset we didn't get to play the big Dragon Lord, but I mean, you could see once we can stabilize and once we have our kind of team going, you got Gideon pumping out allies. Yeah, you can do some work. Our opponent had a pretty slow, not particularly scary couple of turns. Royal Scions was definitely the most powerful thing they were doing. I was very impressed with that card. But yeah, green-white mid-range coming out on top.